Hello and thank you for tuning in to my video. I have been asked by several people to show how I did this card, so that's what I'm going to do today. Again, thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, stampersdelight.com. If you'd like to order from me, this is my August host code. If you need a catalog, just contact me at stampersdelight.com. I'd love to have you on my team, so go to that website and join my team. So let's get started. Okay, there is a video out there with this Sweetest time set and dies, but specifically I was asked to recreate the card, the featured card that's on there. So I'm going to do that, and you can go back and look at that video on YouTube to see the other items that I used. Okay, so we're just going to do this one for today. And I recently did this at my class, so everything is in here, all cut up. So the first thing I have is Seaside Spray, and that's a half a sheet of cardstock. And we're just going to fold that in half. Okay. And then I took a 6x6 piece of, feels like frost paper, and I cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then the leftover pieces for my envelope. And then I'm just going to flip it around that way. Okay, this right here I already did, but I'm going to show you how I did it, or I'm going to walk you through it. These are our adhesive sheets, and it's just, think of it like double-sided tape. You peel off one side and you put your glitter paper there. Okay, so you would tear off this side, put your glitter paper down, run it through the die cutting machine, and it comes out like this. This is probably the most time consuming, because once it comes out, now you're going to peel that off, but once it comes out, you need to loosen up all those pieces. Okay, and I'm just going to show you a quick way to do this. So you're going to cut those off because you don't need that, and you're just going to start by pulling this off. Now you see, by pulling it off, a lot of the pieces that you don't need stick right to that paper. This takes a little bit of time. You just want to be careful because it does have some intricate pieces on there. So you're going to play around with that. See, I'm doing it pretty quick, but again, just be gentle with it. That's the first piece coming off. And you can see it's starting to come together now. And I want this piece with the wider bottom. That is actually what you're going to be using. I love the adhesive sheets. They really help you when crafting. And look at this. You can save those little guys and use them for something else. See? I can actually use that, so I'm going to put that aside. Okay, so this is actually stuff I don't need, but I am going to save it because, you know, us crafters, we like to use everything. From here, you're just going to see what pieces didn't come out, and you're just going to go ahead and poke those through. Now, I do, if you see any of my items, any of my videos, and you have questions on how I did something, please feel free to ask me, and also share my videos. I can't do each card that you have questions on, but I can walk you through them. Okay? All right, so that I have all that done. So now you see this piece. Now I cut out another piece of Seaside Spray, and I'm going to mount that right on there. And for the size, I think this is about 3 by 5 1/4. You can just eyeball it. Let me just put this. You want to put that down right at the bottom, just like this, and lay it down. Now, you're going to have to flip it around, trim off those edges, those up here because they're sticky. And then you're going to do a bit of fussy cutting. You don't have to get in all, you know, all those little grooves, but you do want to fussy cut to get some of that out. Okay, and that's all there is to that piece. Okay, and of course that's going to be layered right here, and you may have to trim it again, okay, on the back side. That's right there. Now I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and I am just going to stamp my candles on there. Let me just grab my mat because it is photopolymer. And again, Seaside spray. So stamp that down. Now, I usually let it sit for a couple minutes, or not minutes, but a couple seconds, so that the ink can settle in there. And then you're going to take this cute little, there's actually 3 of them, but it's the little flame. And I'm going to use that in Daffodil Delight. And just go right inside that candle. There we go. Put that over there. Hopefully I don't get my hands in it. And again, you're going to do a little fussy cutting. You can cut each one out individually if you want. I didn't. This is really a great bundle. So much you could do with it. If you didn't watch the other video, please go back and watch it because I show the candy canes and how to make, how to decorate our coffee takeaway containers or coffee containers with using this bundle. Now I'm not too worried about the bottom because that's going to be covered up. Rid of all these pieces. Okay. So, this is actually going to go here. These are actually going to go, and you can use whichever way you want it, okay? I want it this way. Okay. That's going to go behind this, and then this is going to go right on top. So it's going to go like that. Making sense now? Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that this lines up back here. Okay, so you can see I need to cut off a little bit more. Which side? I'll just trim this one off. I'm not gluing it down yet because I want to put my ribbon on there. There we go. Okay, so you're just going to take a piece of the Seaside spray ribbon right here. I'm going to flip that around, and I'm just going to take some of my Stamp and Seal. This is the regular Stamp and Seal, not the Stamp and Seal Plus, but you could use either one. Okay, I'm going to wrap that around. This is actually going to go right back here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it again back there. Give it a little bit more. You want to keep some glue off of there because you got to put your candles back there. Okay, so I'm just gonna line that up right here, and then again my candles are going to go back here. Once I figure out where I want them, I'll go ahead and add some adhesive there, tuck those right back here, and then you can add some glue on this side, okay, or some blue dots. Don't need a lot. Just going to hold it down, lift that up a little bit, put a little bit in there. Okay, and that's it for there. Okay, so the next piece we're going to do is I'm going to take a strip. Now these strips, what they are cut when I cut my cardstock in half. You always have these nice strips. They're perfect for the sayings. They're about 1/2 inch. Again, it's not measured because they're just the leftover pieces. I'm going to stamp all is calm, all is bright. And then I'll cut that down. That's going to go right above that. And I'm just going to snip that off. You can use your paper trimmer. For that, I am going to grab some dimensionals. I have my mini dimensionals here, so I'm just going to go with that. And I like to use, when it's a long piece like this, I like to use the side edges all the way around. Perfect. Perfect for that. Just going to put that right above that ribbon. Okay, and you can put the ribbon over it if you'd rather. Whichever way works for you. I'm going to take another little piece of the Seaside Spray metallic ribbon and just tie a little bow. This is probably a little bit smaller than I could have used. I like to use a little bit bigger ribbon and then cut it down. It's a little easier on your fingers when you're trying to tie. And because I do want a really small bow here. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to take my ribbon scissors and cut that off at an angle. And that's going to go right about here. Now this I'm going to use glue dots. And our glue dots do come in a roll. I happen to have some from my paper pumpkin. If you don't know paper pumpkin, you definitely want to contact me about that. That's a monthly kit that gets sent right to your home. And they always send you so many of the dimensionals and glue dots that I like to use those up. So there's our little bow. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that down using my Stampin' Seal. Love the Stampin' Seal. If you're familiar with our old snail, similar, but not, because it's a lot stickier. If you're familiar with our old Fast Fuse, very similar, but a lot easier to use. So there we have that. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to stamp the inside. So the inside here, again, Seaside Spray, Bright and Peaceful Wishes. So we're just going to close that so I don't get that all over. Go ahead and stamp that. And then I'm just going to grab one of those leaves in the same color. Stamp that down. That's the inside of my card. Okay, there we go. Now I want my doodads, as I call them. And those I have to, they're right here. So these are some of our, that was my sequins. We don't want the sequins. We want our new doodads. Let me just grab those. And these are, let me close up that yellow before I get it all over my hands. These are our blue adhesive back gems. I love these. These are probably my favorite. I know I say that with everything because all the Stampin' Up! Products are my favorite. Okay, and you can see you have darker ones and lighter ones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of the darker ones and I'm going to grab a couple of the large ones. And I'm just going to put those right here. I think there's 3 places, and this is the take your pick tool. If you don't have this, you definitely want that. So the 3 larger holes, which are the berries, Okay, I'm putting in the larger ones, then I'm going to add some more of the smaller ones. This is an absolutely gorgeous set when you get these little guys in there. So instead of red berries, we have these great gems. And I have 3 more over here, so I'm going to add some more. You don't have to put the gems in each little hole there if you don't want to. There we go. And then maybe one right up here. That one I'll take a larger one. Just put that up there. And you can see that I've recreated that card. Now see, this one only had, I didn't finish it. It didn't have all the gems. And for a still shot of this, go to my blog, stampersdelight.com, and you'll be able to see that. Now for the envelope, because I do have that strip left over, I'm just going to add that to the back of my envelope. One of the great things about doing it this way is you have a matching envelope for your card and less excess laying around. If you're like me, I save everything and then I am like overwhelmed by all my scraps. So if I do it this way, not only do I have a matching envelope, but I have less scraps. And there you have it. And I'll just show you the other one. So this one isn't quite finished because I have to put more gems on it. That's how I did this card. Again, if you'd like to place an order, use my host code, and it's the Sweetest Time Bundle. Go to stampersdelight.com. You can place an order. You can see this card still shot. And if you have any questions, just contact me, Rose Ward. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. How did I make that card? And also, just to remind you, I will be on YouTube Live tomorrow night. That's Monday night. Monday night Eastern Standard Time is usually when I am live on YouTube. But just subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and this way, every time I'm on, you will get notifications. Okay? Have a great day. Keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.